Hello. In this lesson, we're going to look at some useful phrases to talk about waste. The environment is another common topic on IELTS, so we need to learn some different ways to talk about waste. When you eat a banana, you're left with the skin. We don't eat or use this, so this is rubbish. Hopefully, you put it in the rubbish bin with all of the other rubbish. If you don't put your rubbish in a bin, you leave it on the street. This is litter. We can use litter as a noun or a verb, so we can say don't litter or don't drop litter. Maybe you have some clothes that look very old and have some holes in. In this case, you'll probably throw them out. For example, I've been throwing out some old clothes. Another way to say to throw something out is to dispose of it. This is more formal than throw something out, and therefore it's often used in notices or signs. For example, please dispose of your rubbish in the bins provided. The way that rubbish is dealt with after it's thrown out is called waste management. We can talk about the government's waste management policies. For example, the new waste management policies seem to be working. Some waste can cause harm to people and animals because it contains dangerous chemicals. We call this toxic waste. Toxic waste should be disposed of carefully. If toxic waste gets into soil or water, we can say it's become contaminated. Contaminated water is not safe, therefore, for people to drink. Contamination is one risk of poor waste management. Cars and factories also create waste. For these, we can talk about emissions. These are the chemicals that leave the car or the factories to go into the atmosphere. Emissions comes from the verb to emit, so we can say that cars emit dangerous chemicals, or we need to do something about factory emissions. Some things we throw away are biodegradable. This means that they will disappear as they're broken down by natural processes over time. For example, a banana skin will break down and become part of the soil again. Nowadays, many companies are trying to make their packaging biodegradable. Things which are not biodegradable are non-biodegradable. These will either not break down at all through natural processes, or they take an extremely long time for that to happen. Such examples include metals and plastics. We could say that too many non-biodegradable materials are used in manufacturing. The word pollution actually has several very similar meanings. First of all, pollution can be used to describe the effects on Earth of us throwing away the things that we don't want and don't need. Secondly, it can also mean the things that we throw away. And thirdly, it can mean the process of throwing these things away. So, for example, tighter controls are needed on pollution refers to the process, whereas some diseases are caused by pollution refers to the effects. One way to reduce pollution is to recycle. This usually involves sorting out your rubbish into different materials, for example glass and plastic, which can then be sent off and used to make new glass and plastic products. This is very common in countries like the UK and in Europe. However, in some countries this is almost impossible to do. Now it's your turn. Try the activities below to check how well you've understood these phrases.